So let's dry run this. The version 1 only we are going to use and dry run. If you dry run with the version 2 also, you are going to get the same thing. There's no not going to be any different, right? So now let's first see the decision boxes available in this NS chart. Okay, this time I just want to show you our decisions boxes format is like this, where we have a box like that separated by two, one for the yes side, one for the no side, and here we have the condition. So if the condition is yes, this side is going to happen. If the condition is false, no, this side is going to happen. So whenever you write an NS chart in your NS chart and there is a decision box, the decision box has to have this format. There can't be anything else. So that is why I thought I will show you the format and also try and indicate that format here. Okay. So there are 4 decision boxes here in this NS chart. So let's see. Right. So let's see the first one. This is the first one. Decision box 1. So how does this decision box tally with this? Say, if you look at this decision box, it's a square or rectangle or something like that. Same thing. Okay. Then there is a condition. Condition part is here in this case. Condition we are written is units less than 0. So that's where the condition has to come. That is fine. Then you have a yes side and a no side. Yes side and a no side. This will be the yes side. This will be the no side. So in this case, this will be the yes side and this will be the no side. And there is a separator here in the middle, which is this one. Now, only thing you can notice here is in the format box, I have put the separator right at the middle of the box, right? But in actual NS charts, you won't get that because in this case, I have a lot more to do on the no side. Therefore, I have made the no side bigger than the yes side. So that is okay. If you shift this here and there is no problem. Okay. But there can be only 2 sides. Yes side. Now in this case, only this part is the yes side. This part is the no side. And this line separates them and comes to the end of the final bottom line. So here the final bottom line, this separator has to come up to the end of the bottom line. So that's why I am showing you this. So this is one of our decision box number 1. Let's say, right? So there is a condition yes and no. Then we have the yes side what has to happen and the no side what has to happen. Now inside each side you don't have to have one command or one thing happening. There can be multiple things happening, and in this case in the no side there are other decision boxes also available, so that's also possible. Okay, so this is one decision box. Let's go to the next one and see. So this is box number 1, right? That's our box number 2. So within our structure, this box number, as you can notice, again has the box, the separator line coming up to the end of this. Then there is a separator here for yes and no, the condition yes and no. So the box same format, condition yes no, and the 2 sides and the line in the middle separating them. See, in this case the line in the middle is here. For yes, I need to do just one thing, so I have put that one thing here. If it is no, I have several more things to do. So all those several more things are done here. So this is our second decision box. But the decision box has to have this format. That is the most important thing. The condition has to be there, yes and a no. And on the yes side, if the condition becomes true, these are what we need to do. If the condition is false, these are what we need to do. That's basically what the decision box has to say. Okay. So now let's go to the third one. This is our third box. So in the third box also, same format. You have a condition, you have a yes and a no, and a line coming up to the end of the bottom line, this one, right? And the yes and the no. So the yes side has this. For this decision box, the yes side is this. For this decision box, the yes side is this. For this decision box, the yes side is this. Finally, every decision box has to have a yes line and a side and a no side. Okay, that's how you can make decision. So if it is yes, you don't do the no side. If it is, if the condition is true, you don't do the no side, you do the yes side only. You never do the no side in that case. So in a decision box, you always do only one of the sides depending on the condition. Okay. So in this case, we have a condition yes, no, the yes side, and this is the no side. Okay. So that is our third decision box in our NS chart. And now let's see the fourth one. This is our final last decision box we are using in our NS chart. So if you look at this NS chart, clearly we have 4 decision box. And if you look at the first decision box, that is going up to this point. Whereas all the other 3 decision boxes ends here. Okay. And in the first decision box, you have these decision box plus these commands to go through. So anyway, now what we have to understand is we have a condition, yes side, no side. The yes side is this, no side is this. So here again we have a condition, the separator line coming up to the end, this one. Then we have the yes side and the no side. Okay. So shows you the all 4 decision boxes that we have in this complicated structure. So you have to be clear, you have to be able to clearly identify your decision box when you're writing the NS chart. If there is something wrong, then there will be problems. So every time a decision box has to have a bottom line connecting the edges, and there should be a separator here to separate the yes side and the no side. And there is the condition here. So just follow that. Okay. If you want to rewrite this part again, just to clearly understand the decision box. Okay. So now let's go to our exercise. Now these are the conditions that we discussed earlier. Up to 60 we have to only charge at 10 units, 10 per unit. From 60 to 90 we have to charge at 12 per unit. So if somebody has used anything from 60 to 90, you have to charge that extra part only at 12. Up to 60 part has to be charged at 10. Okay, so like that only it has to go through. Right. So in this case, we are giving a negative number. So there is nothing, no formula for negative number. And as I told you earlier, if the user enters a negative number, we can calculate, right? And in actual situation, meter will never go negative. But user can enter negative then. So that is that is what we are trying to take care here. If the user enters, not because the meter can go negative, but in the program, the user can enter a wrong value, a negative value. If they enter a negative value, we don't want to calculate that. It's wrong. So we have to tell the user, we can't deal with this. That is basically what we are trying to do here. Okay. So let's try run this. We need the screen because there is show on the screen, and we have 2 variables called units, and we have amount to pay. So units and amount to pay. I think that's all we have here. So if there are more variables, we need to put those as well. But in this case, we don't have any more variable. So we just deal with that. And hold on. Okay, so let's start this. Right, and then when you start the NS chart, you go to the start, that nothing happens there. Then you go to the next line, which is saying show enter units used. So that when you say show, that should come on the screen. It comes on. Then you go to the next line, and now you're waiting to accept a number. So let's say the user is entering a wrong number. This time we are trying to try run with a negative number. So we put -5 into units. So units takes -5. Then you are here. Then you go to the next line. So in the condition, using the NS chart decision box, we are checking, is units less than 0? Yes, units is -5. Therefore, it is less than 0. When you say less than 0, then it becomes true. So you go to the yes side. And in the yes side, we are going to say show invalid units. So it will display that. So as you can see, we don't go into any of these to do any calculation. We just go there, and when you go here, you come up to this end, which is the last line end. Terminate when the NS chart finishes. So as you can see, we are tackling. So if the user enters any negative number, it's just going to go through this path and say show invalid units and terminate. No calculations will be done. Right? So now let's do with 50. 50 means we are in this range. up to 60. You can put any value. I'm just using 60. Okay, we are going to dry run a 60 value. So that means it should be multiplied by 10, right? So 50 into 10 will be 500. 500 will be the charge. So let's see. You have the screen, the units, and the amount to pay variables. Then you start. You go to this, enter units used. Then you come here, you get the units. Now we are going to enter 50. Okay, so you type 50, units will become 50. Then you go to the condition check. Is it less than 0? No. This time it is 50. No, it's not a negative number. So if it is negative number only, it's going to go through this side, right? So now it's going to go through the no side because it's not negative. Then you go to the next line where you're checking, is it greater than 110? Why we are doing these checks are because we have different type of calculations depending on above 90, above 60, above 110. We have, so that's what I am using this to calculate, right? So is it above 110? No, right? So we are going into this 50. No, 50 is not above 110. Units greater than 110. Units is 50. So 50 is not. So we go to the no side. Now we check, is it greater than 90? No, that is also no. This is 50. No, units is 50. Units greater than 90. Units 50 greater than 90. No. So again you go to this side. Right? Then you go to this one. This one, we are checking, is it greater than 60? That is also not true. So no, right? So what, as you can see, directly this calculation is what's going to happen when it is not greater than 60. So that is, when you are in this range, it's just going to take the units and multiply by 10 and put it into amount to pay. So units is in this case 50. 50 into 10 is 500. 500 goes into amount to pay. So the amount to pay will become 500. So after this line, we go to the next line, which happens to be the line after this, okay, the last line here, which says show bill amount is, so it will say show bill amount is, the bill amount is, and then we go to the next line, show amount to pay. Amount to pay is the variable, right? We don't have double quotes here now. Because we had double quotes here, this label came exactly like that. And this is just saying amount to pay without double quotes here. So we are using this as a variable. So show amount to pay means it's going to show the contents of amount to pay, which is 500. 500 will be shown. Then you go to the next line, which happens to be the end. So you terminate that. So as you can see, if you enter any value, you can dry run up to 60. We have done this NS chart in such a way it will come through all this and go through this part to calculate it by 10 and do the calculation. Alright? Okay, now let's do the survival.